welcome back to my channel. Look who's back in the cut with us today. Everybody say hi, Dad. Dad, say hi to the nerds.
What's up?
What's up? They missed you.
Yeah.
So
What's up, y'all?
What? You've been taller than me this whole time.
Okay, I'll let her be tall this time, y'all.
Yeah.
So what we got going on today?
Today we are doing another daddy-daughter movie review, and today's subject is, drumroll please, tell them.
I'm gonna let you tell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Under the Cherry Moon, 1986, starring the one, the only
Prince. Yeah.
But before we get into that, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Now let's get into this. Ooh. Hello.
If you've seen the movie, you know what that is. Okay.
Since you are very learned about subjects regarding Prince, how about you give them a little synopsis?
Well, how about you give a synopsis and I give like a background?
I always do the synopsis.
Yeah, you're good at it.
Okay, fine.
She got it, y'all. She got it.
So, the movie takes place in Beverly, France, and we're following two brothers, Christopher Tracy and Tricky. Christopher is played by Prince, and Tricky is played by, is it Jerome?
Jerome Benton.
Jerome Benton. And these two brothers are a couple of scammers. They've been, scamming their whole life, scamming pretty women out of their trust funds, their divorce settlements, all that stuff, until one girl walks into their lives by the name of Mary. And these two brothers are now fighting for her affection. Not just her money, but her undying love. There's twists, turns, music, comedy, slapstick, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Basic breakdown of what's going on here in Under the Cherry Moon. Now, Dad, you can do the background.
All right, so basically, again, this movie came out in 1986, and this was, 2 years prior, he had came out with the blockbuster that would become Purple Rain. So, of course, we go back a little bit. So, of course, everybody knows about the whole Purple Rain phenomenon. Huge hit, soundtrack banging. The tour broke records. Even though the subject matter and the tone of the film was controversial back then, and of course a movie like that would not be made today in 2025, it took Prince to a whole other level. Need your food. Fries. What's up, man? Y'all?
Do you want to share? I'm still committed, but I'm going to eat this.
Yeah.
Continue.
Of course, everybody's like, oh, and then the next year, news came out that he was going to do another movie.
Yep.
So, of course, the anticipation was high, and people wanted to know, okay, what's this one about? Is it going to be a sequel? What's happening? Because, like I said, no, I'm good. The anticipation was high on this upcoming movie. So we fast forward 2 years later. Movie comes out. Well, actually before then, the trailer comes out, and everybody first notices that the movie's in black and white. So of course, people are already shooting it down and talking negatively about it. Black and white. Why would Prince do a black and white movie? Blah 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 blah.
He's an icon.
Just based off of the trailer, nobody knew then, what is this movie? What is it about? Movie comes out, and long story short, the critics didn't like it. A lot of Prince fans didn't like it.
Fake fans.
So me being a diehard Prince fan, when I first saw it, I kind of questioned it. I was like, I don't know about this one. Didn't hate it. Didn't quite like it. I was just questioning, okay, what's going on here? So I say all of that to say this. So Prince is an innovator. He's a legend. He's an icon. A lot of stuff that he did, even in the 80s, was before its time, right?
Yes.
So I say all that to say that this movie is not as bad as the masses would say.
I think it was one of those things where years after it came out, it became like, you know, an integral part of pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It wasn't. Now, this movie suffers by comparison because people are constantly, well, it wasn't Purple Rain, and Purple Rain even did this. Two different films. Because Purple Rain was, to say the least, it was dark. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a dark film. The subject matter was dark. Prince was going through some things in that movie, and he was putting people through things in that movie.
Yeah.
This movie was a total opposite of that.
It's a 180.
It's a 180 because, you know, Prince is cracking jokes. He's very talkative in this film.
He's playing a character, not a variation of himself.
Right. And, well, some would disagree. Some would disagree, but that's neither here nor there. Again, this movie suffered by comparison. Now, and we'll probably sprinkle some more background info throughout the course of this review, but let's go ahead and dive in and get started.
For sure.
So go ahead while you're eating that nugget.
These are
You're
fries.
eating them fries.
I've never really eaten on camera before, but I need this. Anyway, so to your point, Dad, saying, we both agree on this, that Purple Rain could not be made today. I feel like it's the complete opposite for Under the Cherry Moon. I feel like it could be made again.
Well, Under the Cherry Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. It's a harmless film. It's harmless. So yeah.
It's very... See, because also, while you said it, you know, Chris Tracy could be another variation of like a persona of Prince, I do think like it was more based in fiction. And the storyline itself is mostly harmless, you know? It's like a regular sort of like rom-com type of, you know, but it was different because you had a little bit of, you know, backstory on the brothers, being that they didn't grow up having a good life, so they had to stick together. You had some of that realism in it, but the whole movie itself is just like, it's so upbeat and fun. Except for the end, but you know, that happens in most movies.
Yeah, and now we're not going to sit here and say that, you know, it should have got an Oscar. You know, some of the writing, you know, some of the acting. But nonetheless, if you strip all of that away and you actually look at it for what it is, man, it's not really a bad film.
No.
Now, side note, Graffiti Bridge, that's a bad film. And I'm a diehard Prince fan. That movie was horrible.
Do it. Spell it out for him.
Horrible. But that's another review if we decide to waste time on it. Under the Cherry Moon, on the other hand, like I say, it suffered in comparison because Purple Rain was just released 2 years before, and he had just come off the Purple Rain tour in '85, so people still had the residue of the whole Purple Rain experience. This movie right here, it was cool, man. It was cool. I get what he was trying to do. You know, people like to blame the fact that Prince actually took over this film because he was not the original director of this film. That's another backstory, but he ended up writing, producing, executive producing, directing this film. Looking at the film, you can tell that it's a first-time director doing something that he has no experience doing, never done it before. And you get results like this, especially when you start out with a director and then for whatever reason, the director leaves a project and then somebody like steps in at the last minute to complete the task. Like, case in point, a lot of y'all out there I think y'all might be a younger audience, but there was this movie called Mahogany starring Diana Ross and Anthony Perkins. So, same situation. There was a director that was set, ready, and had started filming that movie. Then he ended up leaving, and then Barry Gordy stepped in and finished the film as a director. First time director, didn't have no experience. You know, he jumped in and did what he could. Now, from that standpoint, I can understand why he decided to step in and finish the project. Why? Because Motown was financing the film. So it was his money on the line. He felt like, okay, well, if I can't get this guy to finish the job, I'm just going to do it myself. Side note, thank you, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
But this film, I mean, Prince is funny, he's upbeat, he's corny. A lot of scenes you're seeing on TikTok now, and probably the most famous one is the...
Which one? I haven't seen these on TikTok. These are probably on your side of TikTok.
Well, not TikTok, Facebook. They're like little short clips.
Like reels and stuff?
Reels. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you seeing? Because it's got to be on your algorithm.
Really?
Yeah.
So you haven't seen anything? Okay.
No, but I do know what you're talking about, because TikTok will post a lot of clips from movies and stuff and do that.
So now I gotta put my daughter to the test in front of y'all. So
Again.
and she's gonna get it right. But there's one scene that you probably seen on social media, but you didn't realize what it was or what the significance of it was. It's the one scene that people know. So before the camera cut off, because I'm gonna go ahead and put you on blast, she had a brain freeze and she couldn't think of the scene that I was talking about, the most famous scene, the most quoted scene in the entire movie. And the clue I had to give her is on her arm. So now...
The scene where they were trying to teach Mary about the Rekisto.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because, okay, my tattoo tour video where I was showing all my tattoos, I told you that this tattoo on my arm, it's upside down, right? I have to do it like that. But this is my dad's handwriting. This is one of our inside jokes because of this very movie. And this is something that is just like between the two of us. And I remember it being very weird, but also very hilarious the first time me watching this, because we watched it together. And I was like, okay, what is that? My dad paused it mid-movie. He goes, what do you think that is? I was like, I don't know. And so when they finally gave up the clue, I just started busting out laughing because it was funny. And then she, we'll put the clip back in here so y'all can understand. Dad, oh my God.
Yeah. So that particular scene, I mean, I've seen it as a reel on social media. I mean, they even went as far as making the scene into babies doing it. They're dressed in the same, suits and dresses, but they're babies. Just doing this scene.
You in this AI, man.
Hey, I didn't do it. Somebody already did it for me. Go ahead and break down the significance and the meaning of that scene.
Okay, fine. So I'll do like a more in-depth description than I did in my tattoo tour. So Mary, the main love interest, supporting actress in this movie, she is very rich. She's, floating around with daddy's money. She's got a trust fund coming soon. She's never really known struggle and or poverty, right? She's always been in a posh life. Whereas Chris and Tricky, they came up, as the kids say, they got it out the mud. Like, they've been in poverty like for most of their lives. So that's where the scamming came from, right? So they're at dinner, all three of them, and they're teasing Mary, like, you've never been off the city block. You don't know anything about the real world. And so he goes, since you know everything, I'm gonna write something on this napkin and you're gonna tell me what it is since you're so smart. So he writes Rekisto on a napkin. He's like, do you know what it is? He's like, you don't know what it is, do you? Because you think you're so smart. And then she's like, okay, y'all are just playing around. Y'all think I'm just gonna fall for this joke. You made that up. And then so she's saying it. Mind you, Mary has a British accent. So her speaking AAVE in a British accent is very silly. She's saying, Rekisto! Rekisto! It's Rekisto, I don't know what it is. And so she's like, okay, fine, I give up. What is it? And so they're cracking up, Tricky and Chris. So he's like, okay, fine. Dad, say the line.
If you wanted to buy a Sam Cooke album, where would you go?
And then she goes, the Rekisto. And then they just fall out laughing. And then I think the significance in that was her being just exposed to like one type of culture. Whereas Tricky and Chris, they've seen lots. And so they're trying to bring her out of her shell and just show her like, hey, there is more to life than, this sheltered one that you've been living this whole time. because you don't even know what the Recasto is. You don't know what the Recasto is.
If you wanted to buy a Sam Cooke, Abby, where would you go?
The Recasto.
But yeah, like I said, iconic scene. Me personally, I think there are other, quotable lines.
There's so many. It's funny.
It's, and I get what Prince was trying to do, and I think people were not ready to see that on a big screen, because you got to think, since the time he came out in '78, he was always, this mysterious artist. He never did interviews.
Very broody.
His music spoke volumes. Pretty much had to just listen to his music to kind of get a sense of who this person was. And again, I have to keep referring back to Purple Rain, because even in Purple Rain, yeah, you saw him on the screen, and he had some lines, and he spoke, but he still had that mystery about him. Here, he's like, compared to the previous film, he was all over the place. And I don't think people was ready for that.
Yeah.
As far as the actual storyline goes, Prince and Jerome, let's just talk about something. Prince and Jerome are gigolos from Miami. They decided, and I kind of wish they had more of a backstory.
Me
of
too.
how they decided to go from Miami to Paris.
Yeah, me too.
To be gigolos.
And why is everybody in Paris British? Why is it? Why, most specifically, the white people in Paris? Why is everybody British? Like, yes, they speak French as well, but like they're British. Like they have a British accent. I'm like, why is everybody British up in here? Except for Tricky and Chris, of course. But that's weird. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, a lot of those things, like I say, Prince being a first-time director, I guess the budget constraints, you don't have time to, look for the needle in the haystack to try to correct this, correct that. But good point, I didn't really realize that till you just said that now, about the accents.
Literally every other person is like British.
Yeah. Chris and Jerome, or
Tricky.
Prince and Jerome, or Tricky and Chris. Some things that I missed that I saw later, or some things that I saw then and that I'm still questioning, like the fact, and this probably comes down to the writing. So if you notice, in the first couple of scenes, when Prince comes in to the building and he does a little spin, he's like, mirror, mirror, 17-fold, who's the sexiest dressed in gold? Well, a couple seconds before that happens, you see Jerome and the landlord, hunching behind the couch. I'm like, okay, all right, they're gigolos, but I guess they're trying to scam the landlord too, because once they come up from the couch, she goes off into this whole thing about, look, you're 2 months behind, I need my rent. And then of course they go off into this little thing where they try to act all sad and get sympathy from her because they don't have all of the rent.
Katie wasn't playing that.
She wasn't playing.
She was sick.
But her and Jerome got this thing until when they get into the elevator and she reaches in, well, Prince says, look, would Madam like to conduct a search? Reaches in, pulls some money out of his suit coat. The implication was, okay, now they're both doing the landlord, because he makes a comment. I can't remember what the comment was before the elevator goes up.
I wonder where that came from.
But it implied that both of them.
That's what he said. I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, it implied to me that both of them were, having sex with the landlord. Like on the side. Another scene, the scene after that actually, Prince is taking a bath. And Jerome is just sitting right there reading the newspaper while his friend is in the tub. You didn't see anything strange about that? Because
Well, they're brothers. They're brothers.
are they like blood brothers, or are they like...
Oh, true. I don't know.
See, that part we don't know. There's no backstory. But even then, even if you're my brother, I'm not going to be sitting on the side of the tub while you're in the tub reading the newspaper. No, I ain't doing that.
I sit in the bathroom with my sisters all the time.
See, women can do that.
Why can't y'all do that?
So that didn't look strange to you?
Well, no, I didn't. I never thought it was strange because like they're brothers. I'm like, okay, they're close. Like there's no.
Okay, so maybe I missed that, but
Maybe there's no
I'm just saying,
weirdness
me.
between them.
You know, if you want to go wash your ass, okay, go wash your ass, and then when you get done, dry off, put some clothes on, and we can talk like that. But I'm not gonna be in the bathroom with you. No.
Maybe different strokes, different folks. I didn't see it. I didn't see it as weird because they're brothers and they're close and they've been through a lot together. So them being naked in front of one another is not the end of the world. That's what I saw it as.
See, women can do that. Men can't, but apparently they do. So maybe it's a different generation. I mean, women don't have no problem walking around naked in front of each other. Men?
How is that? Well, let me ask you this. So how is Tricky and Chris in the bathroom? How is that different from locker room culture? Because they walk around swinging schlong all day,
Locker
every
room is
day.
different.
And they're not related. They're looking at each other's
Locker-
balls all the time.
Locker room is different.
Okay.
Because that's something that you have to do. Yeah, you have to be in the locker room. You have to get dressed in front of each other, which that's still, maybe it's a generation thing. But if it's just me and you, and your ass is in the tub, and I'm sitting on the side of the no, bruh. Bruh, come talk to me while I get up under this. No, bruh, I'll wait.
Can we talk about what he said when he was playing with his rubber ducky?
Yeah.
Ah, fascist.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Fascist.
What does that mean? Is that just something random?
Well, you
Did
know,
I miss something?
you know, Prince was very outspoken, you know, on political stuff,
Yeah.
religious stuff. Maybe he was just throwing a little bit of like a message in there to the masses that
Yeah.
he don't mess with them fascists. Fascists just goes underwater.
You got the rubber ducky to prove it. And I think that was little things like that. That he was just showing that, okay, look, I'm not like this dark, mysterious person. I do have a sense of humor. I am normal.
Yeah.
And I think the rubber ducky.
Grown man in the bathtub with the rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Rubber ducky.
So little things like that, you like, oh, okay, I get it. He's. And then later on in the scene, he receives a call from Mrs. Wellington, one of his many clients, and she requests that he recites a poem to her over the phone. Again, maybe I'm just looking at stuff too literally. So he comes back into the bathroom, takes off his towel in front of Jerome as he gets back in. Gets back in the tub. I'm like, bruh, you can recite the poem out there. You ain't got to come back in here and get naked and get back in the tub. Anyway. Anyway, I bring this up to say that even back then I knew a lot of people either didn't see this movie or didn't like this movie. Mm-hmm. So by me being a diehard Prince fan, I actually used that poem to get certain girls.
And they didn't know it was from.
They didn't know. They
Oh,
had no
Dad,
idea.
you dog! Oh my God!
They thought I was like this deep person, and it's like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Why did you?
You was
with these
playing. You
words?
was out there playing like that.
Yeah, man, I was young. Yeah, man, I was like, and then you got to think back then, nobody.
And how old were you during this
16.
time?
No, I was 17. No,
Wait.
I was 16. I was 16 when this movie came out. And you got to think, there was nobody out during that time like Prince.
Oh my God.
His lyrical content it was a thing. Like me and my buddies, we were like, couldn't wait until the next Prince project come out because we want to see, okay, how deep is he gonna go? What his lyrics gonna say? Because he didn't, his songs are not basic when it comes to lyrical content.
There's something always in there.
It's something deep, something symbolic, something that's just you ain't never heard before. Mm-hmm. And when it came to like love and sex, the way he wrote, and if I didn't take his words word for word, I was inspired to write like Prince. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, 2025, y'all just don't understand. But back then, Prince was a big deal. And I actually used this poem to get girls. I did. And nobody knew.
I didn't know that.
Nobody knew.
He was a player.
I wouldn't say that.
He was
but I did what I had to do to try to, succeed.
Okay, succeed.
The the scene with the bats.
I feel like that was just, I don't know, it's the way that the scream came out of his throat. And then everybody just starts running.
He still had food in his mouth. So, little stuff like that. Now, of course, I expected Jerome to be, the comic relief.
Because he was the comic relief in the last movie.
Right. But not Prince. No, he joined in too. The storyline, I get it. I get it. I mean, it pretty much boils down to, would you die for love? Would you be willing to give up everything for the one that you love?
Also, the message in there of more money, more problems.
More money, more problems. Socialism, classism, people being judged by what they have.
Lust versus love. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, a lot of lines, whether they be quotable or whatever. Prince has this line in the movie where he says, "What makes me a person? What's in my bank account or what's in my heart?" That line kind of sums up the whole movie. Because, you may not have this big bank account, but I got this big heart and I'm trying to share it with you because I'm trying to get to know you. And you sit up here worried about this material stuff and I'm trying to show you that, hey, that's that. But on the foundation, the base of it all is what's in my heart. What can I give you from here? Not from what I can pull out of my pocket. I know I messed up the line. I should know this, but you get the point. A lot of little gems thrown in there,
Which was expected because it's Prince.
It's Prince, man.
Even though this movie was super goofy. Now that we've talked about some things in the movie that we noticed or that we really latched onto, I would like to talk about the music.
Wait. Before we get to the music,
Well, what?
is there anything else about the movie that we can or need to discuss before we move to the music? Because that's a whole other thing.
I mean, you pretty much just kind of summed it up right there. Like you said.
Okay.
You said it pretty much. Nice little package.
So before we get to the music part of this, because it's a good thing we didn't talk to you, but that's good. So before we get to the music, just a couple other things. I would like to see a color version of this movie. I think just the visual of it will give it a whole new spin.
Do you think it's in the vault?
I do. Well, it has to be, because when you film, and you should know this, and you probably could educate them out there. When you're filming, so the black and white comes in post-production. So they actually filmed this in color. The black and white effect was done in post-production. So yes, there's got to be a print of that out there. Other thing too, we've been seeing deleted scenes from this movie. Any Prince fans that are out there watching this, there are deleted scenes. There's also an alternate opening. I was like, this is cool. Okay, all right. I don't know if you've seen any of these scenes.
No.
You didn't?
No.
I didn't show you any of these.
If you did, I do not remember.
There's an alternate opening to the movie, and there's also maybe a deleted scene or two.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so.
Well, this is news to me.
Acting, don't go into this expecting Oscar caliber acting.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get it.
I feel like this is a bunch of nerds just making a movie.
And this is also Kristen Scott Thomas's debut film, and she did go on to win an Oscar in another film. I can't think of it right now, but she's a real actress. But this was her first film. What else can I say about this movie, man? It's before its time. I mean, it's just like I say, this movie is not as bad as people make it out to be.
Fun fact. The show Pose that I was telling you about? They sang Sometimes It Snows in April on the show. They were having an AIDS cabaret, and they sang Sometimes It Snows in April. So in that universe, canonically, the movie had just come out 4 years ago. So it was still pretty fresh in the community. So yeah.
Oh, another thing too. Another reason why this movie failed is because Prince only does one song in the movie, but he's not a performer in this movie. He's playing a character who just so happened to perform one song in this movie. Yeah, he plays the piano in the beginning, but you're not. This is not Purple Rain. So a lot of people were like, oh, well, he didn't perform, he didn't sing, and he only did one song, and it was only half the song, and and of course you didn't hear the lead single until almost the end of the movie, Kiss. The movie is part of the legacy. Again, I do not think this movie was that bad, even in 2025. It was just different.
I feel like it was severely underappreciated,
Yeah.
especially now because people, they just have to get it. Some people don't get it.
And then for a movie to come out in '86 in black and white, that was a bold move. Man.
Yeah.
That was bold because nobody was doing that.
I feel like it being black and white made it even more of like a, more artistic. Because I feel like, and like you said, because if it were to be released in color, like it would change the whole feel of it. But I think having it in black and white really was important to the story.
Yeah.
So.
And side note, it was said that what he was trying to do, he was trying to make those foreign films from the 40s and 50s. He was trying to create something like that.
I see that.
Those foreign romantic comedies of the 40s and 50s that you see on late night TV.
I see that influence a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, so he was trying to do that, but hey, we didn't know that. Yeah, so even when I first saw it and when he got shot, he was just like, what in the hell? I thought it was a little overdramatic, and we had fun, didn't we?
That kind of ate. That was one of the parts that I did like.
I was like, oh, okay.
But
he's trying to be a matinee idol and shit. And then, of course, Jerome comes back with his, superb acting.
Now that took me out of it.
Don't take him. Not now. He's a baby.
Christopher Damn.
Yeah.
Not him. Not now.
And then, I know this budget wasn't big, but your hair, Jerome. Especially in that scene. Because you got some of it that's straight and some of it that's nappy and it's like swooped to the side. I'm like, ooh.
He was disheveled.
Okay.
I felt like the death scene, I feel like he could have, if they were going to be dramatic like that, he needed to die a different way.
Yeah.
He needed, not from just a gunshot. I feel like it should have been more, the ante should have been upped some more. Because he still could have done all that dramatic stuff, but a gunshot.
Yeah.
Which.
Movie was heavily cliched. It was, the overbearing father and the spoiled brat daughter.
Who's trying to rebel.
And, hey, you're going to mess this money up.
She's going to, you're hanging out with gigolos.
Yeah, The dad is also humping the same woman that Prince is humping.
Prince even told Mary's dad is the one who's humping the same woman as him. He even told him on the phone, Isaac, get out that bed.
You know them my draws. If you can get past all of that, what we just said, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in true Prince fashion, the movie don't just end. It ends with Prince in heaven singing Mountains with the Revolution. And Jerome is also up there too. How did he get up there?
Unless he died shortly after.
Yeah, did he jump off the balcony at the last scene when the girl was chasing after him? Or did he just decide to, I don't know,
astral project or something, I don't know. But yeah.
But that's pretty much all we can say about, that's all I have as far as the movie is concerned. Anything else?
No.
Any tidbits, any standout scenes, any lines, any...
Well, one that'll always make me laugh, one scene that'll always make me laugh. This is the last thing I have to say about the movie. But when they're sneaking into the house at night, Jerome sees it's in the wrong window, and he breaks the fourth wall and he goes, shit!
Shit!
Yeah.
I was watching it yesterday and I couldn't help myself.
Dumbass. You did it to Mary's mom. You did it to Mary's mom.
It was he slowly looked and then the camera panned back to us. Shit! And ran it back up there.
So I feel okay, because of scenes like that, I feel like if they would have just went all the way to the left and just made this a straight up comedy, I think it would be a better film.
Probably so.
I think they tried to mix comedy and drama and
it didn't work.
yeah, I felt like if they just made a straight comedy, you might have a better movie. You might have a different movie. That's how I feel. Because the funny scenes were funny. You know what I'm saying? Jerome, you know, he can be funny, and Prince, you know, if he allowed himself to be more, you know, loose, yeah, I think this probably would have been a better film, man. And in color. I'll keep stressing that. I think that's all I have about the movie.
Okay, before we move on to the music, what's your favorite line from the movie? Pick just one. I know you have a few.
Probably the standout one would be butterscotch, chocolate. No way. And then they do this little breathing thing, and I'm like, what is going on? Then right at the end of the scene, Jerome just busts out, honey, don't you know I'll slap the waves out your head?
That was funny too.
See, yeah, if you had a movie that had a lot of those types of scenes, it might have been a different movie. But that's probably one of the standouts. And if you don't, I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but you have to see the movie in order to get it. And even if you do see it and don't get it, it's still funny because they're going all out to make this a funny scene. But that's my standout line. That's the one. What about you?
And they're getting thrown out at the party, and she goes, have these, you know, whatever, these peasants removed from having trouble breathing. And he turns around and goes, well, maybe if you took off your chastity belt, you could breathe a little more better.
Yeah.
I was like, ah.
Like, chastity belt? What the hell?
That was a very, like, specific insult.
See, lines like that, man. If you keep it going, just keep it pushing. Forget about the melodramatic stuff and the seriousness of it all.
It's all about the timing.
About the timing.
Yeah.
And then when they get thrown out, pump, pump, pump. Come on, get some of this.
1, 2, 3. He was like, ready to go. But yeah, I like that one. That was a little silly one.
Yeah.
But
again, suffer by comparison, because Purple Rain just come out two years before. People were expecting another Purple Rain type movie or a sequel. They didn't, and what they got was a complete 180. And I know my diehard Prince fans would agree.
I feel like the real fans do appreciate it for what it is, even though it might not be like their favorite out of the two.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Cool. That's the movie.
Now we're gonna talk about the music real quick.
The music. Now, let me say, this movie stands in a long line of films that were considered horrible, but the soundtrack was. There are a lot. I don't know if I can even name a few off, but there are movies out there that were horrible, but the soundtrack was just banging.
I got an example.
Yeah.
The entire trilogy of the 50 Shades of Grey. Horrible movies, banging soundtracks.
Good example.
These movies suck, but the songs, the soundtrack that they have accumulated, it's good. That's like a common thing, and people don't really realize that. But yeah, the soundtrack for Under the Cherry Moon, I remember when my dad first showed me the movie, and I was like replaying the entire soundtrack like for weeks on end.
Yeah, and not to interrupt, for some reason, and I'll probably find this out today, because she had been tuned into Prince before she experienced Under the Cherry Moon, whether it be the movie or the music. But for some reason, this soundtrack or this album, it resonated with her. And it's not just her, it's like a lot of people will consider this soundtrack or album one of his best works for many reasons.
Yeah, I agree. It's the whimsy. It's the whimsy element in the soundtrack, because all the songs aren't in the same, first of all, they're not sharing the same mood, and then they're all telling a different story. But all the stories are connected into one story, which is what an album is supposed to be. But more specifically for this movie, even disregarding the movie itself, but the soundtrack alone, you can catch on to the story or a semblance of a story that is related to the plot of Under the Cherry Moon. And also I like how the transitions go from one song to, like, it just carries on like one long continuous song. I like when albums do that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Music is absolutely great, fantastic. It's one of those ones you can just press play and just let it play. Now, are there any standout tracks on that you like, and why?
Yes. So my favorite one, probably like off top of the head, like first place, I Wonder You. That's like,
why is that?
It's because like the way it makes me feel, I feel like I'm some kind of avant-garde, you know, bougie person, just kind of like posing in a not a photo shoot, but just existing in life, you know. I don't know, that's that vibe. And then it's an unconventional sound too. Like, you really don't hear music like that. Especially, it doesn't matter what time period is, but that sound is hard to come by. But, and then another one that I really like, I love Girls and Boys. Love Girls and Boys. It's just like it's a good jam.
Yeah.
I really do like that. I like the rhythm in that one. And then, of course, Under the Cherry Moon, I like that one because it's very sultry. It's dark, but it's like drenched in love, longing, yearning, you know? And it's very romantic to me, and like in that sense, I like Life Can Be So Nice. I like the do-do-do-do-do-do. I like the, what is that, like a flute or
I think so, something like
I like that solely because of that's the only reason. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I like that song. But yeah, what about you? You have any favorites or standouts?
So before I get into that, so a lot of what she's saying is like she's describing the certain sounds that are in these songs. Now, here we go. We're talking about Prince, who is not scared to try anything. That soundtrack or album, whichever one you want to call it, doesn't sound like anything he did before. He was experimenting with new sounds. A lot of the standout tracks for me, I love Mountains.
That's like your favorite one, isn't it? Is it Fighting First Place or something else?
It's kind of hard to say I have a favorite single track on this particular project.
Okay.
I love Mountains. Absolutely love Another Lover, Holding Your Head.
Oh, I love that one too.
Love that. Sometimes It Snows in April. Man.
Did you hear my...
Did you?
Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
go. Well, that song is just deep on so many levels. You know what I mean? I mean, the opening line of the song, it's just like she said, the soundtrack tells a story. And if you're actually paying attention to it, you can kind of get a sense of what the movie is without seeing it, if you're listening and paying attention. I mean, the opening line says, Tracy died soon after a long-fought civil war. That's how you open the song. Tracy died. It automatically puts you in a zone like, man.
Especially if you listen to it out of order, you want to get to know who Tracy is and what his life was like before that.
And then using the metaphor of sometimes it snows in April. Wow. A lot of people hear that and be like, why would it snow in April? Or what does that even mean?
Tell them, Dad.
You gotta pay attention, because it can mean one thing to me and it probably means something different to her.
What does it mean to you? That metaphor.
To me,
that symbolism.
To me, that means that sometimes things happen unexpectedly, or they don't happen the way that you would like for them to happen, and you're dealing with you got questions about it, and you have to deal with, how do I proceed, or how do I continue to move on, even though this is happening or this has happened. So that's how I took it. This probably means something totally different to her.
It meant something different to me. Well, here's the thing. I found out, I got into Prince, like really into Prince after he died. And so when I discovered
Just like
this,
Michael.
yeah, because here's the thing, I said this before on the channel, these artists were circulated out throughout our home all the time. I just didn't know who it was, but I heard the music my whole life. But anyway, after he died, I was like, okay, did he predict his own death? With Sometimes It Snows in April, because he did pass in April.
Ooh.
I said that in my conspiracy
Right
theory
over
video.
my head, man. See, this.
We like to believe that Prince was a prophet musically because he was so ahead of his time, you know. But that's what I feel like. I feel like he predicted his death in that song. It snowed in April, and then
And right after that, the next line is, "Sometimes I feel so sad." And then in true ironic form, the day after he passed, D'Angelo and what's the girl's name that plays on Saturday Night Live?
which one? The one that he was
Maya Rudolph, who sang background with D'Angelo on this song. The next night after he died, D'Angelo performed "Sometimes It Snows in April" in tribute to Prince. Out of all the songs, the 15 million songs that he has, that one kind of drove the point home.
Yeah.
And y'all should check that out. I believe it's on YouTube. I can't remember which late night show it was on, but he performed that song and it just took on a whole different meaning. It was like, oh man, oh. So you can literally replace Chris's name with Prince's name in that song. And there were 2 other songs that wasn't even on the soundtrack that I also like too. Oh, we can't forget about Venus de Milo. Oh my god.
Oh, I love that one. That's literally like the name to my Wi-Fi network at home. I made my own. It was, yeah.
It's like this 2-minute instrumental piece and it's just strings and there's no singing on it. It's like, wow.
It transports you.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, Prince was on some other shit on this one. So Venus de Milo is another standout track. 2 more tracks that wasn't even on the soundtrack. Alexa de Paris, you know what scene that was, right?
Alexa, that wasn't the one at the beginning.
That was the scene where they were dancing out on the boat.
Oh.
Why wasn't that on the soundtrack?
That was before he called her a cabbage head, right?
Yeah. See, that's another line. Cabbage head. And I believe he threw that line in because right after he said it, she started laughing. So, genius of Prince. And another song that was not on the soundtrack was "Love or Money."
Why?
You know what scene that was?
Yeah, but why?
Why ask why? We're talking about Prince here.
I didn't know.
So, yeah, man, when you combine the soundtrack and the movie, it all makes sense.
And that was one of the, I kind of like that scene, like the shopping montage. Like, that was a good, also, why not on the set? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. But
another standout line before we wrap up. Tricky, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Because it's a full moon and I'm a werewolf, bitch, kiss my ass. Love that. Love it. I'm my own man, just like Liberace. I'm like, you're your own man, just like Liberace. I don't know if that was just something he came off the top of his head, but if you know who Liberace is and what he was or who he was, the line contradicts itself. But yeah, it's lines like that. It's.
Well, Dad, so if you had to rate this movie, what would you rate it?
Good question, man. For me, just the movie. Well, I would have to group because the soundtrack is part of the movie.
It's a package deal.
So I'm gonna give it a solid 8. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
Okay.
Because again, the movie is not perfect by no means. The acting, some of the writing, I believe that the soundtrack kind of raises its level up some.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I believe that if the soundtrack did not exist and the movie did, it'd probably be a lower score.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm a Prince fan. Sometimes when you're dealing with Prince, you just have to look beneath the surface. Can't say that for a Graffiti Bridge. I don't know what the hell happened there. I can't defend you on that one. I can't defend that movie. That is probably the worst movies ever made. And to call it a sequel, oh my gosh.
I know.
Outside of that, again, that's another review if we decide to waste some time on it.
I know
Can't defend you on that, Prince. I know what you was trying to do on that one, but yeah, you were unfocused. You were, I don't know what, I mean, it looked like a stage play on film.
Oh, that's very.
But that's how it looked.
No, but that's very accurate.
That's how it looked. It looked like a stage play on film.
Oh, I didn't look at it that way, but like you're so right.
The acting is super duper horrible.
Oh.
The script, I was like, what? The music, I ain't gonna lie, there was some stuff on that soundtrack I did like, but it's not a standout album or soundtrack.
That's where I disagree with you right there, but everything else, yeah.
Oh my God, that movie was. Now, another side note, had he stuck to the original script, Graffiti Bridge would have been a different movie. And there was
Graffiti Bridge or
Well,
Under the Cherry Moon?
No, Graffiti Bridge. I'm going off on a tangent right now. Side note.
Again.
Because, like I said, even though I'm a diehard Prince fan, there's some stuff that Prince did that I just
can't defend.
I can't defend it.
Yeah.
He stuck to the original script. This would have been a different movie, and there's some deleted scenes online that they put those scenes in the movie, it would have been okay. Cool. Graffiti Bridge was supposed to be this band battle movie. Supposed to be the battle of the bands. Originally, Madonna was supposed to be in this movie.
Didn't they have beef at this time? Or this was before the beef?
After.
After, okay.
So she was a part of this movie. She was going to be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the story was completely different than what we ended up getting. And this was supposed to be a Battle of the Bands type movie between Prince's band, The Time, and Maserati.
Maserati.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't know who
No, I know who Maserati is. I know what it is, but like the movie I still have yet. I've only read up on it. I have not watched it with my eyes.
Oh, you haven't actually seen Graffiti Bridge?
Because we were supposed to watch it together, but we never got around to it. Because you said we needed to watch it together. So I was gonna wait till he was finished to announce this, but now we went off on a tangent. So the next movie that we are going to be reviewing together is Drummo Dad.
I have a feeling I don't know what this is, but okay.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm not aware of. Okay, go ahead. What is it?
We're going to be watching and reviewing Carrie, the original. I have some things to say about Brian De Palma, and I know you do too.
Yeah, okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
I'm trying to redeem myself from last time because you didn't like that one.
That's a good choice.
Okay.
Then Graffiti Bridge. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to rip to shreds. We're going to dog it. We're going to
do all that at the same time.
Yeah, it's bad. And it's because it's Prince, and we have to, man, because this is an example of how big your ego can get.
Yeah.
How money changes things. How if you have too many things going on at one time, you can become unfocused.
Did this even make it out of the box office?
It flopped terribly.
Oh, okay.
So it's a combination of all of that. And then when you bring certain people in and you got one thing going, and you try to change it up, and then you just end up with a big mess. And then I don't know what he was thinking filming this entire movie at Paisley Park, and it looked like a stage play on film. Come on, man, Prince. And it's the sequel to Purple Rain. You know the expectations are gonna be way up here. It was watered down. Okay, we're just gonna say that. We're gonna say it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
save all your grievances for that.
Under the Cherry Moon, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Dive in, listen. Listen with your ears, but not only listen with your ears, listen with your heart. Get into the music. The music is beautiful. Movie is what it is. Felt like it should have been a straight up comedy, no melodramatic stuff. You know, hey, you get past the acting. You know, hey, you may have something here. Just give it a shot. It's not the movie that people say it is. It's not as bad as people say it is. Mm-hmm. Is it great? No, but it's not bad either.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Well, awesome.
But you got some closing remarks?
Just my rating, I would say a 7 out of 10 because the writing really made my toes itchy. You know, I'm a sucker for consistent writing, which it was not. So, but you said all those factors, you know, having it rushed and not fully like put the energy and potential into it is gonna come out a little sloppy. But yeah, 7 out of 10. I do think, you know, more people will come to appreciate it, especially if they're already Prince fans. They'll look back on it and appreciate it, at least, if not for like the movie, the music that came out of it. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. But yeah, thank you, dude, for coming to talk about the movie. I know it's been long overdue, but we made it. We is here. So Carrie next time, the original one, not the remake. That one was. I got thoughts about that one, but we're not gonna.
Oh, okay.
But the original Carrie coming from us two next time you see Dad. So that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Dad, what kind of emoji should they leave at the end if they made it to the end of the video?
You should leave a I don't know what the emoji's called. If there's an emoji that's like this,
Yeah,
leave that.
Leave a shrugging emoji if you made it to the end.
Closing words. Here's the thought for the day. I hate stupid people. Hate stupid people. If you ever met a stupid kid, follow a stupid kid home. I guarantee you somebody stupid will open the door.
That
went over your head, didn't it?
No, that Tricky said that.
Yeah, okay, cool. See, I'll be testing her sometimes.
Tricky said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good closing thought, good closing quote, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you made it to the end of the video, comment a shrug emoji.
No.
Whoa.
They should do a cabbage head emoji.
There is no cabbage head emoji.
Is there a cabbage emoji?
There's a lettuce emoji.
Okay, put that one.
Okay, we'll comment a lettuce head if you made it to the end of the video to symbolize the cabbage head, okay? And subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all on the next go around. Okay, bye.